Hi. You might be able to notice this, but this intro wasn't exactly what I had in mind. I was preparing, as I do, the general plans and situations, taking a log of the factory, making sure I know what we have, what we need, etc. And then this guy showed up. It was very, very impolite. Also, let me just check the logs. Okay, there's no log here. I'm not letting Lark slide on this one. Lark stepped into the stream starting chat and said things, and now the text has expired, but I'm not letting it go. Circa over a minute ago, POV, you live in the house from the sickos meme. I am putting that on record, Lark. You cannot escape from your crimes. Well, regardless, we have a problem, and I am hesitant to unpause the game to solve it. I mean, like, the situation we're in right now is alright. I've barricaded myself in the clean room, which the giant zombie cannot get into. I also know, just from experience, that it has... I think it's quicksand and something else in the abilities. Nothing, like, too lethal. I was just sort of minding my own business and it attacked me. Let me eat a... Almost let myself get obliterated there. Be careful pressing shift. Maybe it's also faster. That could be a thing. Okay, I'll get to the plan once we sort our little problem out and light this candle. I mean, it doesn't seem like there's anything too complicated to do. We step out, we engage sword. It's taller. That's an important factor. If we can go to a 2-block high location, we should be able to just sort of stab it. I'm thinking maybe the pipe works over near the oxygen generator. Possibly. Either way, it's mostly just a normal zombie. Let's do this. Oh, wait. Better idea. Stand here. Okay. The added height does nothing. Also, I'm about to get obliterated. I've been obliterated. I am upstairs now. Well, if my hazmat suit wasn't already obliterated, it would have been now. The zombie continues to just be really impolite to me. Okay, yeah, it's refusing to be blocked by short heights. Which means it's just sort of visually large. Interesting. Okay, I picked up some stuff. I had room in my inventory. I now have a sword again. Let's play this smart. Oh! I think it lost its superpowers. It's just normal now. I wonder if that's like a consequence of me getting obliterated by it. Like, if you die to a supercharged boss zombie or other creature, it just sort of becomes unboss creature. Let's get rid of that. We don't gotta worry about that. So, now that the situation is, I believe, normal and fine and good. Where did that zombie even come from? I thought I had good lighting conditions on the base. Let me get my stuff back on. Makes sense to me. Necklace, everything else is just the regular junk, okay. I was standing... Okay, so let me recite to you the events of the crime. I was standing about here, looking through the quests and recipes and stuff. When I was attacked, I heard a zombie off to my right side. which means that if it came from anywhere, it came from over here. Now we know that these do not allow for creatures to spawn on, which means it's not a consequence of the pipe work. It was nighttime at the time, I believe. It just became day over the course of me panicking. Could be a cave. There are the caves underground. I thought we lit them up. Wait. I saw a hostile on radar. Yes, there is hostile. Where are you? Down here, perhaps. It must have walked a long way. I was sitting in the inventory for a while. Oh. There's a slime under the factory. I don't know. I think we're just gonna have to be vigilant about it. Vigilant. Vigilant is like villainy, but slightly fancier. Okay, back to the actual original planned start of the stream. Hello, I'm Exception. You knew this already. That's an outro thing. You don't have to know who I am until the stream's over. We were doing a giant factory roof. Sorry, I'm a little... My plans have been... I'm saying obliterated too much today. That's the word of the day. My plans have been ruined by that zombie, and I'm trying to remember what they were now. I lost my focus. We made a roof. A pretty nice roof. And I'm about to make it a lot uglier. Because I do not know how to continue this, but I feel the need to just pragmatically continue it anyway. So I'm going to go with the sort of staggered line plan that was one of the ideas we had before. I'm going to take these triangles and I'm going to make the lower base and extrude them along the side to make a sort of flat foundation and allow for the actual factory floor to be completely covered by something above it. That'll make us immune to things like rain. And I will finally be able to uncover our implosion compressor and also feel a bit more safe about moving stuff just generally to the factory floor. Downside is that the bright sun clearing of the roof will no longer apply to these strips on the end. But that's fine because the factory floor itself is made out of a you can't spawn on this material. Maybe the roof? Maybe it spawned on the roof, sort of wandered a little bit, and then flapped me over there. Because I don't know if I put torch techno. Yeah, look, I'm seeing the X's. This is a base liability. We have found a security breach. We have sealed the security breach. There may be more. That's okay, though. So my plan is, step 1, fill in the roof as described. Step 2, I want to move over some of the fluid material generating stuff, particularly our water electrolyzation station right here. I want to move that closer to our actual source of water. And then from there, I want to just forward move more things bit by bit into the factory area. Priority for me right now is the electrolysis station and the EBF. I want to do those as a group because this thing makes the oxygen that the EBF uses. And it'd be weird if I had to pump water all the way over here, electrolyze it, then pump the oxygen way over there. I'd rather it just be already nearby. And hopefully this will cascade into me just feeling the desire to move everything over. This is a day of renovation. That said, I also have a material goal. I've been looking at all the quests and technologies related to the space race, because we're getting to the end of... Okay, well, like, numerically, we're halfway through the year, but the winter seasons, the autumn and winter seasons are ones where stream output tends to slow down. So I am starting to think about how to wrap up Season 3. Not to say I'll stop playing on this world, but I want to get to a milestone. And that means going to the moon. So I checked what I need to do to get to a rocket. And I've made a little shopping list, ignoring the explosives that we'll need and all of the associated metals. Just to start, I looked at a NASA workbench and I tried to calculate exactly what we need in terms of circuits. The numbers are not cheap, let me tell you. By my estimate, we are going to need, at a foundational level, 34 medium voltage circuits at minimum. And then 2 low voltage circuits as well. I've checked, and we have at least the circuit boards to make those. But we'll need to also be making everything else. So while I'm doing all of this work... Oh. Could this be our culprit? Another security breach thoroughly solved. Yeah. So to start off, I'm going to do that landscape, well, construction work on the factory roof. But passively, I'm also going to start running the medium voltage circuits here. Man, my inventory is a mess. Okay, so ultimately we're going to need 32, but I'm going to do this in batches of 16, 16, and then like 2, maybe 4. I considered getting a full stack of medium voltage circuits since we're going to need them eventually. But I decided to hold off. Okay. And it's not all going to be medium voltage circuits. These medium voltage circuits will be created, combined into high voltage, and then EV, and then I even need one more IV circuit. That's the plan. Chicken. No chicken. That's actually a relief, honestly. I don't know what I would do if there was a chicken in the clean room. It would not be a clean room for long after that. Okay, running perfectly. Everything's good here. Okay. Let's just bulk up on medium voltage stuff. Stack of resistors, stack of capacitors, stack of transistors, that red alloy stuff. Got enough soldering, I think. Stack of this, stack of that, stack of that, stack of... Oh, ran out of inventory. That's okay. Do that, that. Do this. And I'm forgetting a thing. Right. We need 34 CPUs, of which I only have 17. We get 8 CPUs per slicing. And we want the Ordo glass. We want the white lens. The colorless lens, the prism. I'll go for 3. So with that running, we're going to have enough CPUs to do the job. Meanwhile, let me talk to you about a completely separate problem that's not serious, but is very funny. I've decided to make the stone platform out of regular vanilla Minecraft stone. Not cobblestone, regular stone. Here's the problem. I'm out of stone. I used it all for the floor, and I haven't really restocked all that well. So, by my math, looking at the map, we are going to need basically... Uh-oh. I might be wrong about this. Each of these is a 16 by 16 grid. We're basically going to be doing an 8 by 16 grid. That means we're going to need... 16 stacks of cobblestone for this. Well, 16 stacks of stone. I have less than 4. It's a funny problem to have. Put away some of the consequences of our conflict. Okay. We need to go on a mining expedition. Question is, what do we mine? I know we're actually going on this expedition to get some stone, but what do we use with the stone? Is there a material we're in need of? Oh, being truthful, the nickel feels like it's getting low. How much do we have in position? Oh, why would it be nickel? Yeah. I think we're out of nickel. Let's go on a nickel expedition. Maybe clear up the inventory a bit more before I leave. Nickel is not hard to find. Nickel is easy, actually. We have a very good benefit when it comes to nickel, and that's that we just go to the Twilight Forest and get some. Okay, do that, do that. Everything here is a mild inconvenience. This is the tech box. Let's put the tech in here. Keep the Nightchrome ready for whenever we use it. Not the stone box. Here's the stone box. Put all the stones in here. Just the construction materials, I suppose. And from this, I think our inventory is alright. Room for improvement, of course, but inventory management was never my specialty. I am perhaps actually very bad at it. There's also some zoning we still need to do with the rest of the facility. Like, we're gonna need to find a place to move these portals. It just doesn't seem thematically appropriate that they're inside the factory. I'd like them to move outside to, like, a quasi-public zone. Okay, we got iron vein, sapphirite, cryolite, galena, silver, lead, olivine. Which one's the nickel one? There's nickel. Cobaltite, garnierite. How's about we go to specifically that one? I have not been to the Twilight Forest in a while. You can tell by the fact that my map has been reset ever since the crash of whatever that crash happened with the clean room going high voltage. High voltage machine blew up so hard that the entire game crashed and I lost my minimap progress. But not my ore vein status. I'm eating this plum. I ate that plum. Do we have a designated way getting out of this wall? I thought I put one on each side. Guess not. Mining we mine. Part of me doesn't want to mess with the beautiful architecture. But I suppose I have to. Huh. I'm going to ignore that. We have our target. Wait a minute. Okay, I got an achievement for that. Not what I was paying attention to. I heard something. I think that's the kobold. Question, do I care? I cared a lot about them in Season 1 because they were my source of gallium and arsenic, or aluminum, one of those three. Two of those three, actually. But maybe I don't care anymore. Also, what ore vein is this? Do I have my ore finder? I do. What's it set to? Graphite. Not helpful right now. How about instead we just sort of look? Ah, lapis vein. That's actually potentially very helpful. Oh, I got scared by the squirrel. Alright, new question. What's this one? I don't know. Go to the nickel vein. Is that a diamond vein above it? Yes, it is. We could get some diamonds while we're here. They are needed for things. Let's also just be cautious. Well, it looks like we're going to have to excavate. We're okay with that, though. Up, up. I steal your dirt. If I try and sleep in the Twilight Forest, I will explode, right? It works like the Nether. Putting that way over here. There's some torches. Well, here's our garnierite ore. I do not remember its function. We don't have the fortune on that. Use the hammer. Oh, there's all the stuff. It is nickel and oxygen. Okay. So it's just more nickel. Other things we will probably care about here is the cobalt type, because that is a source of arsenic and sulfur. As we go more into chemical processing, we've seen an increased need to just have sulfur around. Pure nickel is actually not very common here, it seems like. A lot of petlandite, which is basically nickel sulfide. Casually ignoring the sounds of hostiles and threats and dangers, because we don't need to worry about those. It's fine. It's fine. I have dirt at the ready to seal any mysterious hostile chambers we may come across. The ominous voices of the sounds of hostility are not helping. No, they are not. Get rid of that sand. We have room in here for some of the incidentals. Wire cutter, that, a bucket, the bag, the toolbox, this axe. And continue. I can't get rid of the stone like I would usually do, because stone is arguably the thing we're here for. The hostiles feel ever closer and ever hostile indeed. Okay, we found them. They're over there. Now we just never go there again. And we'll be set. Outside of pure nickel, the other thing I would care about here is the cobalt type. Cobalt's good, it's what powers our tools. Arsenic is good. It powers our circuitry. And look, more evil. This ore vein is perfectly wedged between a tunnel of doom. We look in 2 more of these. We may justify doing multiple mining expeditions just because our inventory is bad. Hey, we got the advancement for that. The quest for that. I'm not liking the noise. I know it's atmospheric, I know it's accurate to the threats around me, so it's informative. It's just not very comforting. I know I'm not supposed to be comforted by the noise. The noise is supposed to be representative of a danger. It's also why emotionally I am upset by the noise. I guess my problem is that it's a false positive. Okay, it's not a false positive. It's that I've acknowledged the threat posed from what's making the noise. And I would like that they would perhaps say, okay, great, you've acknowledged the threat. We don't have to keep warning you about it. Or at least maybe they could warn it about me less often. Oh, this is a... That one was a problem. Whoa, wait. That's a good gem. Exquisite Tanzanite. What are you? Well, in terms of a lens, what are you? You are something new. Manilium into engraved manilium. Manilium plate into the crystal. Interesting. And you improve yourself. Okay, you must be very specialized indeed, then. Neat. Is that like Tanzanite dust? Should I take that as well? Yes. New material! Also, I just looked at the mini-map. I must have really just found, like, the ultimate hiding spot of all forces hostile in the universe. Because that's just absurd. Put some of the stone away. We will have to leave soon. Ooh, hive. Okay. I'm calling that good enough. The forces of evil beneath and around me may go on break for a little bit. You can take a lunch break now. I'll allow it. This is... In the interest of making a permanent staircase, this is a little tricky. That'll work. Not ideal, but it'll work. Okay, next step. Go home. Recover. Hold on, I appear to have encountered a hostile. Maybe I really should invest in armor and better weapons. Okay. They exploded so hard they made me hungry. They exploded so hard that the pressure wave of the explosion compressed the food in my stomach, thus causing it to be less full. That is how I choose to assume that works. I guess the amount of food in you would still be the same if that were to happen. So it's just taking up a smaller volume. So maybe it doesn't like make you less nutritionally satiated. It just makes you emotionally more hungry. Or maybe I was like nauseous and threw up a little bit. I don't know. There's a lot of abstraction going on here. Well, Tanzitite. What is the... Oh! The primordial pearl is made using it and other associated things. That sounds important. It needs to be associated with manilium. Oh, you can actually use different things to engrave the manilium. It doesn't have to be tanzanite. I have to assume that tanzanite has some unique characteristic. It might just be tool characteristics. Tier 2 durability. Okay. Doesn't appear to give an element. Tanzanite plate isn't... Oh, wait a minute. It's a storage level. Level 8 storage upgrade for your drawers. Cool. Oh, it's also used to make soap. Well, okay. I guess that's just because it has elemental properties. Sodium aluminate. Well, that all simplifies down to sodium aluminate, does it? Where's the calcium go? Where's the silicon go? That's lossy. That's a lossy recipe. No, I'm keeping it around. It's got to be useful for something. I just don't know what yet. Put it in the gem box. I do some inventory management. Here, can go there. Petlandite. We do not have room in it for there. I can put the graphite back, I suppose. We shouldn't have any pre-existing raw nickel ore. That's what we just left to get. Everything else we can sort through later. The middle one is clean dust. But like unsorted clean dust, I suppose. Our impure dusts are here. And I think our crushed ore is out here. Is it you? No. Is it you? Yes. Mr. Cobaltite, Mr. Nickel. I have a question about United States currency, or currency that has a penny and a nickel in it. I believe other monetary denominations also have pennies in them, but I'm not so certain about nickels. Here's my question. I know that pennies are supposed to be good luck if you just find one randomly. What about nickels? Are they like 5 times the luck, or are they less lucky because their value is less so in fortune, but more so in, well, their literal value? Are they 1/5 as lucky? Is there a negative correlation between, well, not negative, but inverse correlation between how lucky a unit of currency is and how valuable it is monetarily? That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, that's another 6-ish stacks combined with our currently existing 4 for a grand total of about 10. We need 6 more. Another mining expedition it is. This time I want to go to the diamond vein, north of the nickel vein we were just at. Because there's diamonds there. Do other countries, or just financial institutions, have nickels? Because a nickel is a very specific name to give to a unit of currency. It would imply, I imagine, that it is made of the element nickel. And I feel like that's a very unique choice for a currency to be made of. Then again, there are other currencies, at least in slang, that are also named after the material they're made out of. I think you could argue that a penny could be called copper. I know that brass is used as a old slang term for money. I don't know if that's because there's a brass coin or if it's just if there was a brass coin or if there was just a, like, copper and other metals fused, like alloys. Brass alloys, just all about. When somebody thinks of a metal alloy, what do you think their first choice is? In my mind, it's either going to be bronze or it's going to be brass. Those are like the prime example, like the popular example of an alloy. But maybe they might go for something fancier, like some sort of aluminum space grade alloy thing. It's not like brass and bronze are used that much commonly. Maybe you don't think of brass as an alloy, you think of it as an element that musical instruments are sometimes made out of. And maybe you forget casually that bronze is an alloy. You just think of it as a metal. That is true. That's fair. For the most part, you kind of learn about them in completely separate contexts. You have in your mind a list of metals, just a list of things that are metal, and then separately to that you have the periodic table of elements that has some metals on them. And for the most part, logically, anything that isn't an alloy, well, to make the list of alloys, I think to most people, you would need to make the Venn diagram of all metals that you know of and all elements on the periodic table and basically say, list a metal. Is it on the periodic table? If no, it's probably an alloy. So you'd have to know both completely. And then just like reverse engineer it into what you know as your metal of choice. But then you get into weird situations like steel. And steel is like 99% iron and like 1% oxygen or something. How trace amount of a metal or other material do you need in a metal compound for it to suddenly be an alloy? Do both elements have to be metals? Is it only an alloy if it's a metal and a metal? Does there need to be a certain threshold? Like, do you need to have a statistically significant amount of a second metal for it to count as an alloy? I've emptied out the diamond vein of most of its diamond, I assume, but I'm still low on stone. What's in the vein I'm just above right now? Is it a rare material? Let's find out. For this one, because we have... This will be our... We'll do the 3x3 spiral instead. It's malachite. It's just an iron vein. We just haven't surveyed this area for an iron vein. Let's see here. The malachite signal is not strong enough. We need the banded iron. Just as I suspected! An adjacent vein was also iron. They are prone to clumping up, I feel. Hello. Would you like to work in a distillery eventually? Alright, well, if you got anyone you know about, let me know. We do have to look out for potential applicants. I feel like the Twilight Forest deer are best suited for distillery work, given how thin and tall they are. They're one of the few employee types that can fit in the distillery. And the distillery's high ceilings is a good accommodation for them. This is a silver vein. No, that was pure luck then. Oh. Ah, okay. Found a lapis vein then. Oh, that's this area surveyed. Wait, we wanted more stone though. Okay, so where do we... Cryolite is a rare material. In fact, we've only ever found one vein of the stuff. I don't know how crucial it is specifically, but I would like to take the moment to go down here, get a sample of cryolite ore, and then do a bit of a survey out. There we go. Put the cryolite in there. We're getting positive readouts from here. This is a very rich vein, however. I I just want to make sure we can find more veins. My past self seemed to have some hesitancy going into the mushroom zone. Makes sense. There are a lot of biomes in the mushroom, in the Twilight Forest, that you're just not allowed to enter until you do a certain thing. I probably assumed this was one of them. Or at least its lack of exposed sky meant that I was in a bit more... Yeah, look, this seems like a thing I can't go to, so I will leave. Okay, there's at least one ghost spider about to attack me. I'm getting my sword ready and running. I ran out of... Whoa, 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 whoa. Out of here. Okay, back to civilization. Oh, there is another Cryolite vein. Okay. Maybe we check that way. If I tried, I could probably subsist off of the mushrooms and stuff in the Twilight Forest. Instead of cutting into my dwindling supply of sandwiches. Like, look at this. I only got 2 big sandwiches left. Gotta make more bread. Gotta construct more dough. I should use my hang glider. Hey! Fun fact, my first experience with the Twilight Forest, I'm pretty sure, was in, like, Sky Factory 4. And if you don't know about Sky Factory, or the 4th one in particular, it doesn't really matter. In that, well, I mean, it's a sky block, like, you fall infinitely, there's no ground. But, as a convenience, if you fall to the bottom of the world, you teleport to the top of the world and just keep falling. So, you can kind of loop around and you're not in danger of falling. So, my experience with the Twilight Forest is starting on a little planetoid and then just flinging myself into the void, where there's a lot of just random trees, like super massive trees, spanning the heights in between, and then falling my way to where there's like a big wizard tower. That's my initial Twilight Forest experience. So the fact that there's ground here that I'm just walking around on has always made it feel a little unnatural, despite it being the most natural base form of it. Okay. Made a small trip around. What do we need? What do we have? What do we want? This is an olivine. Now I'm reading that correctly. That's magnesite, as opposed to magnetite. Magnesite is pink, is magnesium. No, that's magnesia. Magnesia, magnesite, magnesia carbon oxygen. Okay. Good to know. One, two, three, four, five. I need a little more stone. How about I just mine this rock? Just take this boulder, pack it in. I've been hesitant to terraform near the house, simply because I don't want to mess up the landscape. But I'll do a crime in that alternate dimension I have no understanding of. I don't even know the laws here. Alright, rock is leveled. Let's find something to ditch. Ditched it. Huh. Lucky bit of saltpeter. Okay, with the basically 6 stacks we have right now, combined with the basically 10 stacks we've had previously, I think we're basically 0 stacks away from what we need. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that due to our rounding, we're actually still not at enough. So I'm gonna stay and get another stack of stone quickly. Probably from this lovely little stone jutting out from the... Okay, maybe from somewhere else. Can't really do a proper mining expedition under these circumstances, but maybe I can go to a random ravine, another random boulder, just something without the hostiles, please. Maybe head back towards the portal. Whose exact location I am uncertain of. Don't I have a waypoint for it, or did I unset that? I guess I unset that. Seems like it's this way, though. Good glides. Well, we're back. All of this stone is a little too ornate to be the stone I can use. But there are holes around. I can just sort of dip into one and eat a chunk out of the ground, which I meant to miss. I would like to formally apologize for running out of the ability to speak language, and also continuing in this sentence by failing at basic grammar. I haven't thought of what to blame yet, but let me tell you, I will blame it once I figure it out. Is that Cryolite? No, it's diamond. That makes sense. We're above a diamond ore vein. Walked our way right into one. Okay. With the basically 10 stacks combined with our basically 7, I think we should have basically enough. We can proceed to phase 2. There you are. I like how it perfectly aligned into where one of these squares might have been. Though it seems under scrutiny that I might be off by 1. We're back. We have diamonds. We have other random stuff too. Oh, I could have maybe removed... I did a lot of renovating to this house, removing a lot of the brick, replacing it with stone. We're getting to a point where maybe I should have reversed the process. Okay, start with the ores. Doot, doot, doot. Any takers? Come on, there you go. And the rest of you can go in here. That's enough open inventory space to do what I wanted to do, which is stuff. We might have been outside of render range. That's weird. I thought we were close enough to spawn chunks for this stuff to just go perpetually. That's what I know. Well, it's still working, though. And we can always start. Before we start, however, please keep in mind that although fun and learning are the primary goals of all Enrichment Center activity, serious injury can occur. I want to check on the CPUs. There's our 24. Combined with these, we have a resounding 41. I'm going to go for 36. I'm going to go for 40. $32 plus 8 is good to rationalize with. Okay, that has begun. It will continue probably until it's finished or runs out of molten soldering alloy, and when it's done, we shall... We shall have 16 of those, and then I'll reload the materials, and then we'll make another 16 of those. Meanwhile, let's start work on this. This is going to be a simple job. No bonuses, no benefits. The entire objective is to just cover the roof so that the rain doesn't ruin us. Stylizing it will come later. Especially since we barely have enough stone for this job as is. It does feel a little awkward that the structural components of the factory are wood, and I'm using stone to fill in the rest. Keep these undecided for now, I suppose. Wait a minute. I have technology. Technology. Yeah. The good stuff. Beautiful. We don't have enough to bridge the gap. Doesn't matter. We have enough to do anything at all. I like over the edge, maybe. No. Can I do this? I can. Neato. Alright, more stone should be done. We'll pick that up, put in the stone I'm currently holding, and continue. Yep. And I get experience for this, which is an unexpected but very welcome bonus. I'll look at it. It kind of looks nice if you don't look at it too hard. Maybe we can just pretend, even though it's like literally stone, maybe we could pretend it's some sort of lighter material. I don't want to have to worry about the realistic structural weights and loads of the factory. I just want it to look decent. Structural engineers do not criticize my choice of material. That said, separately, if you want to recommend how to make this look cool additively, I'm open to that. I'm not going to beat myself up too much over my first major large building construction. I'm new to this, and I will feel satisfaction that I've done anything at all. Even if I can make it better. Oh, man, I just realized this whole place is a liability for hostile spawns. Get the chisel. Can we salvage this? Oh, no, if I mine any of this, is going to go back to cobblestone. Well, that's not destructive. It's just we have to cook it again. Sunken stone panel, stone panel. Do these combine? I need to do some testing. Let's get 2 of stone panel. Ornate, probably not. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay, it got dark when I wasn't looking. I am now asleep. This is a threat. We might not be able to actually use stone, which is a really awkward problem. Oh, they combine. They combine. Is stone panel the solution? I think it is. Okay, new plan. Wait, actually, does this even solve my problem? Can mobs spawn on this? I wasn't checking the tooltip. They can't. Alright, this is the plan. Rip up all of this. Start over. Wait, can I... I was wondering if I could, like, chisel the blocks as they're placed. I can't. Okay, that means we're gonna have to rip all this up. That's okay. Materially, we might lose some cobblestone in the process of having to pick it all up, and I miss some. That's okay. I might even stay up here so long that some of it starts to despawn. That is also okay. It's stone. We can get stone. We can find it. I'm sure there's some out there. In fact, I think it's so prevalent, if I attempted to look, I could probably find some in my peripheral vision right now. You probably can, because you're not focused on breaking these blocks and having to aim. So you probably already know that there's more stone out there. I can only infer it. I can use my power of recollection to know that there was stone at some point in the past. Oh, I'm getting stone all over my chlorine setup. Hey. Start here because it's an elevated surface and that's inconvenient to deal with. Collect boulder. Isn't there some sort of magnet item for picking up objects at range? Might be nice. Okay, stone panel is the solution to our problems. How you doing, Rummy? How you doing, Swanson? Both chickens are here, but there's also a random feather here. Do chickens just randomly shed feathers in this game? Either in this version of the game, or in Minecraft in general, or this mod pack in some way? Or did a random other chicken show up, perish, and drop a feather there? I don't feel like there's any mechanism for that chicken to have perished. And I can audibly confirm that both my employees are still fine and good at their cubicles. So I just have to assume that one of them just shed a feather. Neat. Okay, I think we got enough of the stone. Let's cycle it back into the oven. Yeah, in the stone. Of out hot. Place the stone. That question of why do they call it oven is something I would absolutely ask, except for the destruction of comprehension that the second half of the sentence has. Okay. Chisel the sequel. Stone panel. Alright, that's already stone panel. See here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a half. That might not be enough to fill up one side. We will have to make another trip. Nice landing. Let's begin. This better not break it. It didn't. No more cobble for me. Is there some sort of material benefit we can gain from the storms? Can we collect the lightning? Can we collect the water and it be meaningful, aside from me just collecting the water over there? And that's out. Let's reload. I was sure there would be a leaf to catch me at some point. I wanted to say hello to the sheep in the tree. Okay, 2 more. That's going to be enough to finish one side, and after that, we're basically just going to have to wait until the entire oven is... Hello, what do we have here? Where's my creosote? Tar. Oh! Oh, okay, right. Yep. Forgot we have a flaw in the factory logic. Forgot about that issue. Okay, we're getting too many byproducts and the entire factory kind of clogged up for a second. Yep, okay. Well, at least the clog has been addressed. We could probably address it better. Long-term solution would just be some, like, ash buffer barrel and just make it huge. Maybe a super chest, because I think that has overflow protection. Take the bandit and put it in here. I can take the potash and there. Quick, anything simple we can do. I think I need non-electrolyzed variants of these to help balance the load. Wait, hold on. I just heard the stalling noise. What was that? Is there a problem? Oh. You're out of power because all of these are running at the exact same time. How are you back on? I've solved it by emptying the centrifuge, hopefully. Just mark that off as a loss. Oh. Another ghost spider. Really a pain. Okay, all we gotta do is just make sure that this does not that again. The battery's on here. Clear. Okay. Power can equalize. Okay, that will power up charcoal once again, and charcoal powering up once again will allow the creosote to go through, and that will power the steam boiler, and that will power the oven. Embarrassing problem to have, though. Still, we did run the math. We know that so long as this system is running at equilibrium, this will get enough creosote over time. Don't have to worry about that. Also, we could technically collect some emergency supplies. Might not even be a bad idea. Look at that! Suddenly we have steam. It's mostly just to kickstart the system. Overall, we need to respect the fragility of our setup. This thing is basically at capacity. Any more pressure on the system and we would have problems. The Nichrome upgrade has helped, but in some ways it hasn't. Like, this should all be good. This is the weakness of our setup right here. You know what? Forget it. I'm making a new box. This one will hold the phosphorus pentoxide. Some chiseling now. Figure up the inventory. We know what the stone's for. Get this out of here. And into there. Okay, that will have bought us some time. I'll even make one for soda ash. That was the sound of the oven. We're back in business. Overall, this should be alright. Why are you off? Why are you off? You have... Oh, you're full on oxygen. Fluid output... Oh, you... Okay, yeah, the... Lock fluid node. Okay, we need to turn on overflow voiding on oxygen. Otherwise, the entire factory is gonna... Yeah, okay. We have maximum oxygen, unfortunately. A good problem to have, though technically still a problem. There we go. Back in here for that? Okay, we've definitely stalled for time, but we need to remember to flush that out. Oven good, oven good. Okay. I think I'll depart when we have 4 stacks, so I can do at least half of what's remaining. Also, I forgot we haven't even finished the first part. So, yeah, I'll wait till 4 stacks in a little bit. Each craft does 9, and since one layer is exactly 8, each craft here, each processing of the oven, does effectively 1 stripe of what we are making here, plus a little extra. We can use it as a metronome for a number of lines ready to go. Dude. 8, 16. How about 2 more? This should be enough for my arbitrary milestone. It's a shame we don't smelt stuff nearly as often as we used to. It's cheap and easy now. I will definitely try and learn that trick for the next time I restart New Horizons, if that happens. There was that fun April Fool's one with it just being purely Steam-oriented. I could do that. Wouldn't even interfere with this. Nice air! Nice air! We're back. So it was 5, huh? We should still have enough because of this 2-block gap between. Air? No. I saw a little air there. Alright, we've got a bit of extra work to do on this side, because we also need to clear out the dirt. Fortunately, removing dirt is not a difficult task. As I shall demonstrate with this fancy new space-age technology, the shovel. We'll have to sort of alternate here. Better idea. Nice. Good. Once we do it over here, we're going to have to invent a new ladder. Could be as simple as moving the ladder from that wall to this wall of the dirt pillar, and then just standing up here. Or move it to the outside. Might be better. I can do some foundational prep work while I'm here, though. Probably should have done it on this side, but oh well. Yes, where is my axe? I put it away, I remember doing that. And there it is. And we'll move this to the outside. I am asleep. I am awake. Okay, we stalled for enough time. How's the oven going? Just about 3 stacks. Almost enough. Might be enough, actually. No, it would be 14 across. A stack gives us 8. We need 28. We need a stack, but we need 3 stacks and like 4 more. Well, there we have it. Out of my own curiosity of the rough math I just did, I will go with exactly this and see if it's enough. I just want to know if I'm right. Away. Plus, I already put 16 down. Oh, I'll have to ladder this. You know what that is? That's a roof. The factory is shielded from the rain. And now we can put stuff there without it fearing explosion. At least not from that source. It can explode in any number of other ways. Just not that one anymore. Great, let's put away some of our construction material. Put away some of the charcoal I accidentally created. Bolt is doing good. Factory here's running nicely. Okay, as always, we've got to keep a good eye on this. The quick line will accumulate, but we'll be ready. We might not be ready, but we'll try to be ready. What do we do with stone dust? Mix in the clay compound. I think it's a component in concrete. Yes, it is. Compress it to stone plate, which is used to make stone again. Okay. Circuit plate. We will need that eventually. Centrifuge it for on the order of like 7-8 minutes to get a whole lot of stuff. Silicon's in there, potassium, aluminum's in there, magnesium, calcium, fluorine? And then literal sodalite. Metal mixture can then be centrifuged at EV, which which I do not have. But if I did, I could get some pretty fancy stuff out of that. Alright. Cool, we have a roof. Let's exploit this fact for fun and profit. Okay, so the first thing I want to move is the electrolysis station. This is going to pose a bit of a hurdle. One, we have to commit to where it's going to go. It's not a very large station, but it has two major outputs, hydrogen and oxygen. The oxygen tank we already possess. We don't have a hydrogen equivalent yet, but we do have two super tanks. One of these will be the new, air quotes, new air quotes oxygen tank. I'm basically going to do what I did with the... Actually, I don't remember if I did this. I'm going to take the new oxygen tank, put it down, pipe the oxygen from this tank to that tank, and then just port it over. That way I won't get the debuff of holding a slightly filled super tank, which is a devastating debuff, by the way. Let me reload the circuits while I'm here. I'm sure the first 16 are done. They are. Okay, another stack of resistors, another stack of transistors, another stack of capacitors, another stack of fine red alloy. Am I missing anything? No. Now, we want to prepare a half of a stack of those things for the next 8 we're doing. Which I will put in this corner to help visually see that they're weird. There. Weird assortment mixture. Future self will see that and be like, ah yes, these are for the 8. It's important to collaborate with your future self in ways like that. If you think of it in that way, then you are never truly working alone on a project. Plus, you really want to be on good terms with your future and past selves, for the most part. Because, well, they can do a lot of sabotage to your work if they, don't care about you. Now, I don't tend to differentiate between my past self and my future self. It's more so the separation between my present self and any other temporal self. There's me, and then there's the temporal other. The temporal other is either in the future or the past, unless literal time travel is involved, but this is mostly a metaphor. But they sort of represent this same singular other of another time, who I am collaborating with and being collaborated at in equal measure. When I choose to do something, it is going to affect my temporal other in some way. And my temporal other's actions affect me at some point. Typically, you see this as me doing things to benefit my future self, or not doing so. Or my past self having benefited me or not. That's sort of how it goes. Okay, let's just remind ourselves the setup here, and let's prepare for what we're doing with it. I don't think it's any problem physically setting it up the same ways we have it already. We get liquid coming in one side, oxygen coming out the bottom, hydrogen coming out one block above it. That's fine. We may choose to change the directions they're facing, especially in the case of the pumps. Because I kind of want to rotisserie. I kind of want to rotate this to align to one of the walls, and if it's going in that corner, in fact, I almost want to put it underneath the chlorine sector. Maybe to the right of it. Be along this back wall. Then I'm going to need to, aside from rotating the electrolyzer's position, I'm going to need to swap the pump to whatever side I want the fluid output to be. The top-bottom symmetry is already pretty secure. Rotis. And this is all being powered by one medium voltage thing. Okay. We're going to lose a lot of our hydrogen stockpiles by me performing this action. Unfortunately, I don't care. Yeah, sorry, I had to decide if I actually cared or not. I do not. I have chosen to not care. We'll get this back quickly. Doot. Well. Okay. I have the inventory to take the whole thing, I suppose. And if we need an emergency injection of oxygen, which we don't, I can simply electrolyze more quicklime, which is something I should do to be responsible anyway. Huh. Suppose I can take this. It's not the rotation anymore, of course. That's where we put the oxygen in the line. Goes like that now. Wire cutters are in the bag, but I need to take them out of the bag so I can get other things. Oh, these still have, like, trickle hydrogen in each of these. Okay. They're not stackable then. I was expecting them to void, honestly. I forgot that that's a benefit of those tanks. Okay. You, take you. There isn't much creosote in the system. I assume all of it's going into, yeah, filling these pipes. But if they're bouncing around here, it means that this bar, at the very least, is still, like, each of the individual strips should be filled. Which means as long as it's over here, there should be benzene to go around. Alright, where are we putting this? The water is right here. I'm inclined to use it right here. just imagining the inputs to this. Water here is for chemical bath purposes. How about we place it here? No, because we can't do good symmetry like that. How about we place it... Okay, yeah. One away from the wall. Like this. Thinking this all through. We can trail off of the chlorine's power line and just swoosh it over here real quick. Sit down. It is in step down mode. 1x tin cable here. 2x tin cable here. Hook it up. Hook it up. Hook it up. Medium voltage here. Confirm this in step down mode. Output is down. Which is to say the input right now. It's going from 1 amp medium voltage. That's all good. Prepped. Now we just get a little connection to the benzene line right here. Bit of a waste of pipe to do this. Ideally, we would go straight horizontal, then branch north, but that's a little nitpicky. I will try and make it not zigzag while it's down here, though. Boop, beep, bap, bip, lop, lurp, larp. Good there. Okay, hydrogen from the electrolysis process. Not salt water. Regular water. Circuit setting 3, circuit setting 1 equivalently. I don't think there's any meaningful benefit whether you use circuit setting 3 or 1, or sorry, yeah, 3 or 1 for this. One could argue that we'd be getting an injection of the material twice as often, and that would help balance loads. And I would agree with you, actually. So, we will do circuit setting 3 for the... Oopsie, that was not what I meant to do. Actually, what do I mean to do? Output will be on this side, I think. Yes, okay. Okay. Okay? Okay. We definitely want fluid auto output. This will be on circuit setting 3. I think there's a way to copy these configurations, but I don't know it. Okay, power is connected. Oxygen would be created. Now for you. With how this is configured, this is going to awkwardly fill up one of the tanks at the expense of the others. Yep, called it. They all funneled into that one. Wait a minute. Do we want that? Is that good? Like, all the hydrogen would leave the system. That's... Huh. That's a wacky way of thinking about it, huh? We don't need pumps everywhere. If we can just funnel it through the line. Wow. Okay. Even if we do that, I would like it to go that way. And I don't know if I want to do that. Materially, it does not matter. It supremely does not matter. It's the exact same load on the system anyway. Yes, comma, no. I'll set it up as it was before. Where's my crowbar? There it is. Gotta wait 4 minutes. Oh, this is all cleared up. I can fill this back in. Now I sleep. So I can clear up the floor. Okay. The logistics will continue. You are already set to what I want it to be. I'll be honest, this thing's a little inconvenient. Now that we have this, we decide where the output goes, and this is going to be a pretty big decision, because our super tanks are going to have to be placed somewhere. But where? A part of me wants to line it up with the chlorine. I don't know if that's wise. This kind of one place for it. One space between them so they all have a direction they can output. Get rid of this dirt. You know, it sorts itself nicely. And then we would just pipe it up. My apologies to you, Steam Chest. You need to be moved against the metaphorical wall for a second. We've got some piping to do. That works, that works. Okay. Wait, no it doesn't. Okay, like that then. Get ready for some extreme pipe spaghetti. Because we ain't stopping now. We have only just begun. Better idea. You know what? I'm doing it. It's a cool idea. I'll do it like this. Then like this. Yep, Madelard sandwich. Better eat soon. Making a mess of things. Okay, so legally, that means that this one will be the oxygen tank and that one will be the hydrogen tank. These will sort of automatically assert themselves, as we can see. If we want the whole system to start to run, we're going to need to input the water. before we begin, I'm going to prioritize the oxygen we already have. And to do that, I'm going to need to run a big line. Okay, here's the oxygen. It's going this way, goes under to the EBF. We could start from here. It's annoyingly at a diagonal, so I don't know which direction would be better. What I'd like to do is cheat temporarily. I want to reuse this line full of water. Preferably, I'd find a place to dump all the water out to. But I'm out of tanks. Might have the smaller tanks, though. I do. Let's just void some water. Play with you. Built up fast. Each of these can take about 1 plastic pipe's worth of water in storage, so that means we're going to be doing this once for every 3 pipes along the line. If I were counting, this might be a great way to actually measure how many pipes are here without having to count. So, this is just another form of counting, I suppose. Okay, system looks cleared. Let's proceed from this then. Boop. Bip. Bop. Beep. Beep. Yes, that second beep. We're waiting on it. It's arrived. Oh, the bridge is here. Bip. Bop. Blop. Blarp. And we are at altitude. Bip. Bop. Bip. Bop. Bop. Burp. Bip. Bep. Boop. Lip. Now all I gotta do is remove the directionality of this pipe. All in we is doing. Okay, the oxygen is in. Definitely directionalize that. You oxygen? Not yet. Now you're oxygen. There you go. Great. Now we simply leave that to port over. I could add some directionality to the pipe. I will do that starting from the point where we hijack the system. For the most part, I just sort of expect this to drain out over time. And it's working. So that'll drain out. We'll have our new oxygen supply, our hydrogen supply. We can no longer make this until we supply more hydrogen. But for similar reasons, we might want to move this whole array over there. We're in a new era. Building a new factory. But I made sure that we had enough of these before we started this. Spontaneous stone. And there we are. Thank you, past self. I should, like, formalize temporal other theory. All it is just sort of a psychological framework for future and past collaboration. It's a form of self-care planning, I guess. And it's probably also something that already exists within regular psychological theory. I just don't know its name. I'm starting to think this will take a while. Oh, that's fine. Now that the oxygen is going to be ported over here anyway, we can now do some things that we've wanted to do for a while, like move the EBF. You are now safe to have an elevated roof. Congratulations, your cubicle's been upgraded with a better clearance ceiling. Alright. Okay, I had a system for this. I just don't remember what it was. I know I wanted to move the EBF to somewhere near these, but this way. Question is, did I want to allocate extra space for it? Because this is one thing, blank, 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 blank. Hold on, I've lost count. I don't even know what I was counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, okay. I've allocated both of these a quarter of a chunk for home. Okay. With enough room to put another multi-block 3x3 thing in between them, which I will probably eventually have to do. I'm going to give that much space to the EBF this way then. It's going to be a tiled system. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Here. This is the space where the EBF will go. Let's go get it. It's been idle for a while. Nothing should be in the way. Through the act of moving it, I may need more tape. Do I have more tape? How do I make tape again? I know it's carbon fiber and stuff, I just forgot the details. There it is. Rubber, carbon, glue. I don't have some. I've got the carbon. The rubber's easy, I just need some glue. Hey, it's the glue. We only have regular rubber, so this would be circuit setting 1 and 300 glue. As far as the rubber sheets go, I need a few. I only need 1 tape for the time being, though this kind of passiveness is probably why we don't have any tape to begin with. I never made extra. I'm not really a big stockpiler. Carbon, rubber, glue. Medium voltage assembler. My mistake. As you were then. Oh wow, we had enough power in reserve. We are not currently hooked up to the generator, but we had enough. Cool. Okay, so there's no real fanciness to this. You just rip this thing apart and move it over. Have some opinions, of course, about where all the pieces are going to be. Power for this thing, its hatches are definitely moving to the bottom, which is to say they're going to face downwards. In fact, I think it would be really nice if we had it in this line. EBF, power, power in a straight line, then these would sort of flank it on the bottom wings. That'd be cool. Okay. The EBF is off. Right, wrench. Of course, of course. Our good old Canthal coils served us well. But we have something new now. Next up, I'm going to... What's this do? I'm not going to touch it, but I am curious what it does. Does it rotate the entire multi-block? Wacky if true. Well. Okay. And then... the ceiling never really had anything in it. Except the muffler. Oh, and I did upgrade the muffler. Good job, Pastel. Five mufflers, 6, 7, 8. 5 mufflers, 6, 7, 8. Where'd that stone come from? What did I do to get that? Did I must have slapped that barrel. Okay, start with this. This is the foundation. Could have taken the generators, but we're low on benzene overall. Didn't want to mess with it. Okay. So, because this is a wall, I want it to face that way arbitrarily. Down you go. Did I forget the actual controller? Oh well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Muffler pointed up. That's not up. That's up. I guess I'll disconnect the generators from the benzene line, empty them with the large cells, and then move them over manually. Want to save the benzene. We're pretty short right now. The system isn't backed up yet, and we had that little bit of complication earlier. At least these seem to be more full. So we are benzene positive. Not that I doubted that. Seems to be the threshold. Okay. Be emptied. You all... Okay, this whole section can be emptied because this is no longer the EBF. So... Oh, I really did not want sloshing in the past. Go that way. Good. That should cycle itself back into main baseline reality. Or at least that's clear. Then from this, we take 2 exactly full. 3 more. Yep. 4 exactly full. 1, 2. Then we can take the silver cable now. Oh, right. Gotta rotate these first. Then it'll allow connection. I get the benefit of that. It's an emergency measure against, you know, accidentally connecting a wire to a different voltage line, but... or different generator line, but... sometimes you feel the inconvenience of doing something like that. And in. Don't really got anything to power right now, so those just charge up their internal buffer. Let's assess the sandwich situation while we're here. Away with ye. Ooh, that's nice. The fact that the map, you can see the details underneath it even though it's glass. That's good. I don't think that's vanilla. Oh, hey, we have a lot more sandwiches that we've just been holding in reserve. There we go. And just like that, it feels as if our food problem's been sorted. Still, we should prepare to make more bread. Conveniently, the way we do that is pretty much just dunk it. Where are we getting water? Here, perhaps. Gotta be careful, we no longer have a water line coming here. Okay, and then... I suppose it's fine if they go in here. The economical thing to do would put them in the oven. Would be to put them in the oven. Okay, the benzene has been safely extracted with no losses except for recharging the internal buffer of the generators, but that is marginal. And therefore we don't care. Calling something marginal is really like the business way of saying, forget about it. It doesn't matter. We don't care. Especially in terms of something with like a numeric value. Or at least is quantifiable. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to need a space back here. Bonk. 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 Get your benzene back. Good. Now, aside from getting a power line to it, which will just be from straight line here to there, we're good on that front. Now we just draw the rest of the EBF. I don't want to lose this. Can I pick it up like this? No. Okay. Lamenting. I wonder how the oxygen's doing. It's still flowing. It should run out eventually. Though I don't remember if I set voiding on the new tank. I didn't on that one. And I didn't on this one. I don't want to, because if I do, these will be on perpetually. But I think morally I probably should. Okay. I can imagine a future where we maybe get a second EBF and they share a side, but don't know if that's real. Either way, I'm putting the maintenance hatch there for that purpose. And let's see here. We got this. I'm going to do 2 inputs left, and then the outputs would go on the right. We don't have an output for liquid right now. This is a known factor. That's item input, so item output would go here. Yep, okay. Tapema? How we doing? We're doing absolutely fine is what we're doing. Okay, next step is I'm gonna barrel down under here. Burrow down under here, I suppose. I'm gonna have the pipes go in a line straight this way, then they will go down one and then diverge into the individual chambers. And I have the pipes already, so I may as well do that while I'm here. Oh. I'm gonna need some more clearance. Up you go, up you go, up you go, up you go, connect you two. You. I'm gonna symbolize this by enforcing a downwards gravity. I will not de-slosh below this line because if there's fuel on one side but not fuel on the other, I want it to equalize. I want it to share between them. Up to this point, though, is fine. Filling in the space. Okay, let's just... Yeah, okay. Break out the ceiling. Search for the line. There's the line. Lower the floor a bit. Oh, it's not even going to go down. Mistake. Okay, in that case, then the de-sloshing will be here. Okay. Then we want to assert this line as being a branch. So, de-slosh that way as well. And then, simple matter of filling in the hole again. We will need to do regular maintenance to the EBF as we upgrade it. As we get better power generation, as we upgrade the coils, as we increase the maintenance of the power hatches. A lot of maintenance is going to be done here. Right, the ignition key. I remember this. The EBF has been moved. Yay. That's the chlorine. The oxygen's about to be full. I will... Okay. I will overflow voiding for now. Simply to ensure that this line here empties out perfectly. Waiting for this to be empty. It's getting there. This electrolyzer over here should be long done, and therefore not something we have to worry about. How are you? Acceptable. Look at all this space we cleared up. The circuit should be well done. Good. Good. Okay, that's 40 medium voltage circuits. That should be more than enough for the purposes we needed. However, 0% of the circuits that we need are actually medium voltage to start. Pretty much all of these, every last one of them, needs to be converted to a high voltage circuit. But for this one, I am going to only try and do that which is relevant. So high voltage. Oof on the capacitors. But yeah, so 17 high voltage, we are going to need, therefore, 34 of the medium voltages. And let's just prepare these. A good 17. It's only at high voltage beyond that the amount of circuits we need to upstep decreases. Most of them are high voltage. Just innately. Oh, and the soldering may need a touch-up. Good to know that we went through about slightly more than half of it. Okay, 17 high voltage. 17. 17 EU. Okay, that would be... Well, we're going to have to stew this in steps of 8, so that's going to be a stack of capac, half stack of RAM, stack of red alloy. I need more RAM. I need more red alloy. We are out of capacitors. How many inductors do we need? That would be half a stack. Okay, we need more capacitors. What's the recipe for capacitors again? I had an opinion, apparently. The opinion was... Oh, hello. I think I'm starting to see what you're implying here, past self. I'm not even sure if you intended this, but... if we upgrade from polyethylene and aluminum to PVC and aluminum. Granted, it takes more PVC, but we're not using PVC right now. But if we did, we get a lot of SMT capacitors. PVC is just about at the level of thing we could theoretically do. But we're not there, and we need these circuits basically. Okay, we don't need them now, but I want to get them now. They're the big progression that we need if we want that workbench eventually. Eventually. It's not like we're running low on aluminum. Okay, maybe we are, but not like that. Let's just bend some foil. Moving past that, what was I doing? Oh, that was the problem. I finished. That's done. Guess we gotta move more stuff. Oh, I can move the logistics involved over. It should be empty. You are not empty, but why would we move ingots that are already processed over there? I'm not dollying just because you have stuff in you. You're an output chest. You're meant to put out. Okay, so we don't have automated input just yet. So this box is our input. Got a box there. Voiding is nothing. Input separation. Batch mode. I forget what that does. Batch mode. Lock recipe. No. State structure. I just wanted to turn it on for... We could put in a test. I don't have a test. Okay, we will not be putting in a test. We do need to pipe back the oxygen. Okay, check the oxygen. That one might be done. Hey, looking. You're looking pretty empty. Okay. Set you back to factory default. And then break you. We are not subjected to catastrophic debuffs. We are good. Now, there's no more reason for this line to exist coming out from here. So we can get rid of it. At least up to here. Then we could re-establish this as the water line. Yep, your fuel. Why do we have more oxygen than hydrogen? It's probably because we were using the hydrogen more aggressively. Maybe. Yeah, and we've been storing up oxygen for a while because of all the quicklime. But I'm thinking long-term, what we might logically do is have excess voiding on the hydrogen, but not the oxygen. But what I really want is for these two, paired up as much as they are, to both void, unless they're both full, which is a weird way to logically do it. Either way, we've got enough for reserve. I will turn off the voiding now. I will clean up the other inputs of oxygen. We may have other inputs of oxygen ever in the future. That was a bit excessive on the pipe removal. But for right now, I just want to see this online. In 3, 2, 1, go. Voiding's off, so this should just fill up the oxygen pipe while the hydrogen tank fills up double to how much of the oxygen pipes are filled. But that's fine. Great. Great, 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 good, also nice. Looking for soldering alloy. Not seeing any soldering alloy. Antimony it is then. Naturally, it is antimony and tin. Tin is where? Wait. No. Right, tin is something we usually have in ingot form because it's from cassiterite, and there it is. Alloy smelt? Oh, okay, I got that backwards. I was worried that I was gonna just dump through all of my antimony in one fell swoop, and... Well, turns out that's the very mistake I just made. That's not how this works. You're like a stack of the good stuff. Good stuff is contextual. Naturally. Yeah. My diabolical plan to spam polyethylene sheets. This is excessive, but I'm doing it. Tragically, the only thing I'm missing is inventory space, so I gotta put these back. This is going quickly. Oh, circuit setting 1. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're gonna be set for a while. It's a good thing that polyethylene's basically free now. Our polyethylene is no longer measured in solid quantity. It's measured in quantity per second. Thank you, benzene. Okay, good luck with that, all of you. I'm gonna leave. That barrel is gonna be very, very stocked once we're back. And then I'll make a bunch of capacitors, and then we'll win. Okay, next step in the process of things that I care about. I will have to move that ladder eventually. I'm accepting that fact. You know, my plan here is I think I'd like to line the pipes as much as I can along the wall. If only for the pure sense that I think it looks correct. You see a lot of pipes on walls in buildings, I think. Good, and that'll add some room for more oxygen to be made. So by that logic, the EBF is now back at full power. Even better now because it's got the new coils. We should expect some pretty good energy efficiencies and new recipes to be unlocked as a result of this. I'm also pleased to report that we are in the final stretches of getting rid of all that sand. Fine there. The soldering alloy ingots should be done by now. I'll take these out of here. 40 is plenty. Put the tin back in, but we are going to need to fluid extract this just to put it in fluid form. That's busy. And this is about to not be busy. Wait, we don't even need that. We just need this. That's an awkward amount remaining. Is there like a... Can I make... This is a strange question. Can I make polyethylene screws? I can. I've made the situation worse. I would like to officially apologize for making the situation worse. Do I have a... No. Well... I'll just put it in the assembly machine. It's fine. There. Stopped up on that. Six. Close. And it looks like... Right, of course this will be done. Now we can make some. Annoyingly, it takes more aluminum than it does polyethylene. Maybe that's the benefit of using the PVC. I definitely think the first thing we should do in the new factory area is get a PVC line going. It'll be a little awkward because we need to... Well, there's a big logistical issue, which is that this is where we're making the ethylene and polyethylene. We'd have to move that real far away. But maybe it would actually help the factory sort of compartmentalize all of its action. After all, the only reason we're making the polyethylene on site is because that's what we want out of it. What we really want is to just distill the wood gas into ethylene and then just pump it. This polyethylene step can be moved to the other side easily because it would split. Ethylene would split into the polyethylene line and the PVC line. It would remove some of the strain on this turbo gas turbine, which is using the toluene, and that would mean more toluene for us. So we'll work on it. What's the other things you get out of wood gas? We got ethylene, carbon dioxide, methane. Also, wood gas is itself a fuel. So if we got a third distillation tower, we could get our ethylene and power itself. Hilarious. For now, though, I'll leave it as is. Water is draining. Why is the water draining? It's using the water. The boiler! Okay, we may... If I had ignored that, we would have eventually had a disaster. If this thing ran out of water and then got water, it would have exploded. We know that already. So, yes, for the time being, we must keep this line intact and providing water. There you go. Okay, now that we've avoided a boiler explosion, we can feel a little safer. I thought that there was some sort of, like, juicer type thing going on, but no. Just something exploding. Big bad news is that hydrogen is no longer being provided to this setup. Which means no more hydrogen sulfide. No more circuit boards. But again, this is just a matter of moving it. We could also act to make some improvements to the whole array. We've learned from our solar collection that it's not that bad to make superconductors. That'd help the margins here a little bit. The rest of this is just sort of logistics and tedium of moving it. We'll get to that. No need to move it now, it's still got hydrogen in the pipes. I am excited for this all, by the way. Might not seem like it, but we've got a factory. We've got, like, at least 1/16 of a factory. We're quantifying the things we have. We have infinite chlorine, we have infinite hydrogen, we have infinite oxygen, we have infinite water, naturally. And we have a constant supply of salt and salt byproducts running in good. Logistics is booming. And I have started the process of making the NASA workstation by ensuring that we have enough circuits to make the NASA workstation. Infinite salt. Infinite benzene. Infinite power. I think I'm going to end here. It's a bit short for a Greg stream, but not for a nominal exception stream. I've actually, you know, I'm going to take this time to talk about... Oh, this bridge no longer does anything. Neat. I think I've run into a problem where, and this happens in waves, my ambition pushes me to do cooler and cooler things, but then the intimidation of continuing those cooler and cooler things kind of puts me off of doing those things. Like, here I am in Greg. I didn't know what to do with the ceiling. I didn't know what to do with the sides. It took me just giving up and placing stone there for me to do this stream today. Blueprints, currently also going. I gotta, like, look at my clues and figure stuff out, and I don't even know if I have a good lead. I haven't checked the notes, really, so I don't know. Kerbal Space Program Mapless is... Well, I burned myself out trying to figure out how to do angle-only determinations of an elliptical orbit. And then my circular one, the one I put into the spreadsheet and trying to do, broke live on stream because my values weren't precise enough. So it's a worry that a stream will happen and no progress will be made, and therefore it will be frustrating or boring or both. And I want to fight against that. And then there's the problem of Well, those are all the important things. If I do something else that's just simple and boring, like Planet Side 2, everyone's going to get bored. But that is not what I should be thinking, and I know that. And that's why I'm playing Greg today, despite the fact that I had no plan. I made one up on the spot. And I will try and fight against this intimidation factor, because if I let it overtake me, then there will be no streams, and nobody wants that. I don't either. I like streaming. It's fun. It's intimidating to make a decision on what to stream. The commitment, and I worry that I'm making the wrong choice, or that I'm not ready. But I wasn't ready for today. I definitely wasn't ready for today. That zombie had me boxed in. I wasn't ready to fight that. But you know what? It was good anyway, and that really is the way of it. The moral lesson of today is, if you have something that you are anxious about doing, but you want to do it in some greater abstract way, just do it. You're supposed to do it. I'm going to stand on this dirt. Why do I have this dirt here, whereas I trying to set something up? Well, if I was, I no longer need it. And there's no longer a rain threat, so that's fine too. It went well. It went fine. It went good. Believe in the fact that it's going to be fine. I'm not going to say believe in yourself, because you gotta find that, and that's a different moral lesson. I'm not currently providing that today. Tune in a different stream for that one. I'm Exception. This is In TV. Have a good day, and good night.